Morgen, Frau Becker. Haben Sie gut geschlafen?
Ich habe prima geschlafen.
Nearly a third of all people in Western industrialized nations suffer from sleep disorders. In half of this group, their insomnia requires treatment. The frequency of sleeping disorders increases significantly with age. Sleep is not a time of complete shutdown in which the body goes into standby. Quite the contrary. Many important physiological processes take place only while sleeping. It is at this time the body, mind, and immune system regenerates, for example. Sleep takes place in cycles, which repeat approximately every 90 minutes in adults. The uninterrupted sequence and experiencing of all sleep phases leads to good and restorative sleep. Negative effects on one's daily existence are the results of disruptions of sleep continuity, the complete lack of sleep phases, or an insufficient amount of sleep. Among others, these include general illness, tiredness during the day, hyperactivity, attention deficits, destructive behavior. The physical effects of sufficient and restorative sleep are extensive. The resident is more balanced, more receptive, more attentive, more sociable, and more responsive to therapy. Through the microstimulating function of MIS pressure reduction, the resident experiences a continuous boost to the senses. This maintains and improves their physical well-being. The boost to the senses first affects the surface sensitivity of the skin. Because the residents can better feel themselves, they're more able to move. These movements automatically lead to an improvement in tissue circulation. Not only is circulation better within skin tissue, but also within the joints and muscles. Deep sensitivity is also activated by these muscle movements. The microstimulating butterfly springs improve perception of body posture and body orientation, regulate muscle tone, promote sleep, and consequently lead to an increased therapeutic outcome. The active principle of microstimulation systems is based on the theoretical fundamentals of basal stimulation. The Volker microstimulation system is the technical implementation of this principle. The individual elements of the pressure reduction system promote and maintain the resident's self-movement through continuous feedback. Body perception is supported. This activated movement works to enhance decubitus prevention. Microcirculation in tissue is enabled by the movement. Pneumonia prevention. The movement improves the exchange of gas in the alveoli. Lung secretion can flow. Tidal volume grows. Contracture prevention. The one thing that can counteract a contracture is movement. And thrombosis prevention. Through movement, blood can easily circulate in the body and is kept in movement by the venous muscle pump so that thrombosis is prevented in a natural manner. The stronger self-movement also intensifies the resident's contact with their environment. This promotes identity, creates self-confidence, and more self-esteem. Their independence grows. In conventional healthcare beds equipped with standard mattresses and lying surfaces, painless resting and restorative sleep are often impossible, with the frequent consequence being pain and sleep disruptions, which must be treated with corresponding medications. Microstimulation systems, on the other hand, guarantee comfort while lying and sitting. Quality of sleep improves dramatically. Pain relievers and sleep aids can be reduced, in many cases eliminated altogether. Residents sleep well and are therefore more attentive. The general situation around the resident relaxes. They are easier to care for. The most important effect of the microstimulation system is the promotion of the resident's mobility. It gives caregivers more time for other tasks, such as personal interaction with the resident. In times of continually shrinking time resources, this enhances the work environment. The two-part assist rails on Volker beds provide exceptional support for people who can stand up on their own or who require only a little help. The resident can sit between the raised assist rail sections and hold securely onto the ergonomically shaped handrails. Height adjustment with the hand control brings the resident to an ideal exit height. This gives them secure contact with the floor and a feeling of security. Residents who are not able to leave the bed, whether because their circulatory situation is too unstable or because they must first learn to sit, have a great advantage with the cardiac chair position. This facilitates sitting up in the bed. Benefits of the cardiac chair position. Assist rails that move with the bed provide the resident with continuous protection, even in the cardiac chair position. Weak upper body muscles can be trained in this position, for example. The upright sitting position enables an abundance of other perceptual information and also provides an entirely different level of communication with the environment. Residents become more self-aware. It is not out of the question for one to become more active as a result of this position. Eating, watching TV, reading. Everything is promoted and made easier when in this position. The topic of safety for those trying to stand was already briefly demonstrated. The two-part and two-stage raised assist rail sections give those in the healthcare setting a safe feeling when it comes to their bed. In addition to the cardiac chair position already demonstrated, Volker beds achieve additional benefits by providing different configurations. The capability of extending individual sections of the assist rails parallel to the floor, thus widening the lying surface of the bed, is of particular significant benefit. This is of great advantage when carrying out a bow bath posture, for example, as the bed no longer has to be widened by attaching footrest or positioning chairs in order to bring the arm into the correct position. Another important topic is fall prevention. In beds with full-length assist rails, it would not be unusual for a resident to climb over, thereby suffering a severe fall. Painful injuries and bone breaks can be the result. In some cases, even more serious injuries can result in a need for total care. The two-part assist rails are beneficial here as well. Restless residents are protected from fall risk, while at the same time can still leave the bed if they wish. Volker healthcare beds provide great advantages for residents, caregivers, and facilities in comparison with conventional standard care beds. They enable restorative and regenerative sleep. Promotion of sense perception, which supports the physiological movement of the resident. Direct and indirect decubus, thrombosis, pneumonia, contracture, and Telopes equinus prevention. The self-movement of the resident promotes the functionality of all organ systems and improves microcirculation in tissue. Safety while lying and transferring. Optimal prerequisites for therapeutic care positions. The patented Volker microstimulation system and the patented Volker side rail system conform fully and completely to the recommendations of the current expert standards for decubitus prevention and fall prevention of the German Network for Quality Development and Care. Volker, better beds.